Let's go 404.
Get it going. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yep.
Here we go.
Get him
Geoff
up here.
Collins
Let's go.
wound up and ready to go. Took a month off. Man, all of a sudden the Jackets come out there with those sweet unis and still scoring. There's the coach. Coach, first of all, it's good seeing you playing football again, man. Holy mac, what a crazy year this has been.
There's no doubt the 3 weeks of playing kickball and dodgeball and having home run derbies and OTA-style practices, trying to navigate this whole thing. It's been nuts, but just really proud of the players, proud of the coaches who kept the guys engaged, kept them bonding, kept them getting better, and you saw the result on Saturday night downtown Atlanta, Bobby Dodd Stadium, with a big win and scored the most points in an 88-year run against Duke, and just really proud of the guys.
I don't want to go to singular moments, but was there a moment of hesitation of like, hey, okay, here we go after a month, and let's kind of see what we are? Or did you think leading up to the ball game you had a pretty good indicator without game competition for 4 weeks?
One of the biggest parts of our process during the game is about 4 hours before kickoff, we actually do a thing we call kinesthetic awareness, where we do ladder drills, we do ball drills with tennis ball, reactionary, we do ladders, med ball slams, and it was the best kinesthetic awareness period that we've had in the last 18 months that we've been here. They had Lou Corrala. I don't know if y'all saw the shot in the locker room post game where I had the whole team lift our head strength coach Lou Corrala as we sang the fight song. Well, during kinesthetic awareness, 4 hours before the tip, the guys impromptu had Lou up in the air and were bouncing with the music blaring, and I knew at that moment, hey, we got a chance to have a really good night tonight, and we did.
Here's where I want to go. I remember having a conversation with you earlier, and you had just knocked off Florida State, and you joined the show. And we talked about the kicking game. And you said, hey, I'm taking full responsibility for that. We got all these blocks and all that stuff. So I just want to give a shout-out to Stewart, who went 8 for 8 on extra points. So and when I saw that happening on Saturday night, I said, if we get Coach on, that is going to be on my list to do a shout-out of 8 for 8 on extra points on the Saturday night. So props to your kicker and all the good coaching.
Here's my favorite part is I've never experienced the level of cheer that happens in a stadium after an extra point. Every time we drill an extra point, the Bobby Dodd, even though it's socially limited and not as big a crowd as we would love, it goes nuts when we hit those extra points, man. So we also had a new holder. Tucker Gleason was out there holding for us because Presley Harvin was down, and I thought he did a really nice job as well.
Way to get everybody accounted for. I like that.
No, I like it.
Here's the other thing. You're a defensive guy at heart, okay?
Yep.
I know it. We all know it. Jordan Dominic has gone to another level in this ball game. What transpired for Jordan Dominic in the last month? Roddy Jones and I are trying to make our way back from Central New York, and we're looking at Jordan Dominic knocking a guy down the end zone, causing a fumble, coming up with a touchdown, running out of there with it, and that's just part of the ball game he had.
Right. The biggest thing is you look at his catapult numbers stat line from yesterday. The way he played the game, ridiculous effort. He set records for distance for a defensive end, contacts for a defensive end, sprints for a defensive end, top speeds for a defensive end. So we're a culture built on effort. And when you can show empirical data that says this is how you do it, just play ridiculously hard and good things will happen. And that's what Jordan Dominic did. And I thought he did a really nice job during our break of making sure he consistently gave great effort in practice, and it paid off on Saturday night.
Coach, we made a lot of this last week, but, Duke had not played in 3 weeks. You guys haven't played in a month. Did you even get a sense prior to kickoff that, hey, I've got to almost tone everybody down a little bit because you get so energized to play even when you get into a routine, much less go a full month without playing a game? I could only imagine the locker room prior to that. You had to feel like, man, when those doors open up here, you better gas up that car and get the thing out of the way, man, because we're ready to come out there and play some football. I can only imagine the buildup of energy really in both locker rooms, had to be crazy Saturday night.
Yeah, Pac, you've known me for 2 years. Wes, you've known me for almost 25. Toning it down and calming people down is not one of my go-tos in this program. So we let them go. We let them get excited. And, Derek Moore, he does the pregame speech for us, and he also is not one to tone things down. So just proud of the guys and proud of the coaches, the way they approached every single thing that we had to get done to have that big win.
All right, Geoff, I want to speak a little bigger picture here because obviously enough of a sample size to get a feel even with the month off, right? The month away from gameplay. You know about commitment. You know about investment now after 2 years. Certainly no team is going to go through this pandemic and not understand at least where those two things are, because as Mark and I have talked about for the last 6 weeks, what the young people have done to play college football on a major level is unbelievable. Just the commitment, the discipline, even those teams that have had a moment with the COVID where they've missed a game or had a game push, things like that. But I want to go to one thing here about this interesting rub we've got. After 2 years, it's got to be just like a whole different world now. And at the end of 2020, regardless of wins and losses, you're going to have the full spectrum that sometimes I would think it takes a coach 5 to 7 years to get from kind of where you are as a program.
Yeah, 100%, and that's something we talk about all the time. The investment in the culture that we're building. It's very easy in year one for the guys to really learn it and try to figure it out in real time. And there's ups and downs, and guys are trying to get in, and guys are trying to figure it out. Year two, they know exactly what the expectations of this organization is. They know exactly what we expect. They know exactly what their teammates are supposed to do and how to do it. And you can just see the galvanization. I don't know if that's a word, but I decided to use it this morning. The galvanization of the culture on with certain guys and the elevation. And then some, it's just harder. And you see it. And you coach guys through it, and you try to get them to elevate their game and who they are, because we want every single player in our organization to be successful in every single phase of their life. And the things that we teach and the things that we preach and the things that we prioritize in this program lead to success in every single phase of your life and as a program. And you see guys really elevating that. And, it's a really good base that we've got. And you add that with the elite job that our assistant coaches are doing recruiting. And it's just going to build and build and build, and just excited for what we've got and what's coming down the road in the future, too.
And that leads to what I think is going to be a really entertaining game this week. You guys are feeling good about life because you're playing and coming off a huge game with 56 on the board. And you see an NC State team that Dave Doran's guys have really done a tremendous job too. And they're feeling good about surviving a road trip to Syracuse. West did the game Saturday. That leads to a really, really fun matchup, hopefully this weekend.
Yeah, I've really been able to watch them a lot in the crossover games and just really applaud how they're playing. They play tough. They play physical. They play with great effort. They're opportunistic. They stay together. All the things that we're preaching in this program as well. And so it's going to be fun. 4 p.m. ACC Network on Saturday is going to be awesome.
All right. I want to go back here real quick before we're done. I want to make sure I got this right. We had galvanization, which, I like that word. We're going to use that on this show again.
Please.
Empirical effort, right? That was
empirical
what Dominic
data
had.
On effort, yes. Yep.
Data.
Oh,
empirical
data on effort.
Yep.
Okay, I want to make sure I got that. All right, and then what was that awareness we did before the game, 4 hours before the game? Because Packer's going to start doing some of that before we do the show.
I already do.
Yeah. Kinesthetic awareness.
What's that
is
called?
Something we do every
Kinesthetic awareness.
Yeah. Yep. And just, using my Western Carolina University education to its fullest, and I take a lot of pride in that.
Let me tell you something, Coach. That stuff works. That stuff works because I throw a tennis ball to my dog Fuller at 4 a.m. for at least a half an hour, 3 hours before tip-off here on the show. So I'm with you on that. All that stuff, it just kind of gets you going, man. Just kind of gets you dialed in
that's
to the
drill
day.
that I run, too.
Right. That works.
The tennis ball drill is my drill. We get the bounce on the first one. They got to catch it off the bounce. They got to catch it off the roll. Then they got to catch an alley-oop. and then slam it to finish, and then they rotate to the ladders and the med ball slams.
All works. I can vouch for that. Now, granted, my dog's doing all the work. I'm just sitting there drinking something cold to drink at 4 a.m. walking the dogs, but I'm in. That all works.
Geoff, would Pack qualify for whatever the Club 10-10 champ is, by the way? Would Packer qualify for some of that?
Yeah, so Club 10-10 is gaining 10 pounds in the offseason. I'm sure Pack was able to do that during Thanksgiving week, and so proud of him for being able to join Club 10-10.
I galvanized that turkey, Coach, is what I did. That was galvanization of white meat is what that was.
No doubt.
And then some others, including that pumpkin pie and that apple pie. I had a pecan pie, by the way, this morning with whipped cream at 5 a.m. for breakfast. So I got that 10-10 plus. That's what I'm going to come out with. 10-10 plus for you, Collins. That's what I'm going to have for you.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I got on Twitter. They were getting on me because I admitted I didn't know there was a difference between sweet potato pie and pumpkin pie.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It is what it is.
It's all good. It's what it is.
Anytime. Hey, thanks as always. Appreciate the time.
Absolutely.
Good luck Saturday in Raleigh, okay?
Thanks, guys.